I the note saying that once your matrix is in echelon form, what is happening is all entries below leading coefficient is equal to 0. Now, once we complete all these steps, now our job is to make the entries below leading coefficient of each row to be 0. So, there are many ways to do it. Let me tell you. Now, what is the meaning of this is, see the leading coefficients first of all. Now, in this particular example, 4 is the leading coefficient. So, what we have to do is, below 4 we have to make all the entries to be 0, means just focus on first column, but below 4 you are having 1 and this entry is already 0 as you can see. So, no need of worrying about it. So, we have to make this 1 as 0, but the problem over here is we have to use this entry 4 in order to make this 1 as 0. So, there are two ways to do it. You multiply second row by 4, so you will get second row to be 4, 0, 8, and then you perform the operation R2 minus R1. This thing can be done and you will get this entry over here as 0. But the easiest way is, what we try to do is, whatever this leading coefficient is here, we try to make this entry as 1. It is not necessary to make that entry as 1, I will clear it here itself, but why we are making it as 1? Because the calculations becomes easier. So, if you make this entry as 1, so it will be easier for us to make all these entries 0. So, we have to make this 0, this 0, this 0, everything below that leading coefficient we have to make 0. And once you make that 0, we will follow this process to each and every row. So, let us solve examples, then you will get the idea. So, just I will make a space over here. Now, as I have already told you, one way is simply multiplying the second row by 4, but there is another way which might seem lengthy at present, but it is easier if your matrix is a big one, means that procedure becomes easier for a bigger matrix. So, what I will do here, first of all I will interchange first row and second row. The reason is because this entry is already 1 and I want 1 to be here. So, in order to make this entry as 1, therefore, I am interchanging the first row and second row. So, by performing this elementary row operation, what I will get here, 1, 0, 2, 4, 2, 3, 0, 0 and 0. Now, what I will do is, I will use this 1 in order to make this 4 as 0, and this entry is already 0. So, no need of worrying about that. So, in order to make that 4 as 0, can you guess which operation to perform? So, I will go for what? R2 minus 4 times R1, and which is easier actually. So, by performing the operation on R2 as R2 minus 4 times R1, and this will be equivalent. Now, the process we have done only for the first row. Now, check the leading coefficient of the second row. Now, what is the leading coefficient of the second row? It is 2. Now, we have to make all the entries below this leading coefficient to be 0, but it is already 0. So, no need of worrying about it. Now, move towards the third row, but third row does not have leading coefficient. So, our job is finished. So, whatever matrix we have got, it is in echelon form. As discussed in the last class, I have already given few examples of matrices of echelon form, and you can see that the two conditions of our echelon form are already satisfied. And what were the two conditions? All the 0 rows should be collected at bottom, which is there, and the second condition was the non-zero entry of each row, the leading coefficient of each non-zero row should be on the right hand side of the leading coefficient of previous row. So, you can see that, and that condition starts from the second row. So, you can see this is the leading coefficient and which is already on the right hand side of the leading coefficient of this previous row, which is 1. So, this matrix is in echelon form and our job is over for this example. Now, moving towards next example, Now as you can see here, our idea is to make all the entries below 1 to be 0. Now this entry is already 1, so we did not worry. If this entry was other than 1, so we try to make it as 1 for the simplification, for reducing the hectic job of calculation. So if it is 1 there, then the calculations becomes easy, right? So it is already 1, so need not worry. So directly I will perform operation on R2. Can you guess it? I have to make this 5 as 0. So I will perform R2 minus 5 times R1, and this will be equivalent to 1 minus again. Now again see the second row, identify the leading coefficient. In this case it is 5, and try to make all the entries below it to be 0. But that entry is already 0, and if you observe carefully, this matrix is already in echelon form. Beautiful, right? Because if you focus on third row, it doesn't have the leading coefficient. Moving towards the next example, if you observe it carefully, all the two conditions, the two conditions of the row echelon form are already satisfied. Therefore it is in echelon form, so no need of doing anything for this example. Moving towards next example, the same thing here as well. All the 0 rows are collected at the bottom, and you can see the leading coefficient of each non-zero row is on the right hand side of the leading coefficient of previous row. So that condition is also satisfied. Now moving towards this example, as you can see, if you observe the first row, this is the leading coefficient, but below that all the entries are not 0. So we should make it as 0. So first of all we will make this 4 as 0, and this is already 0, so no worries. This entry is also 1, which is also a nice thing. If that entry was not 1, then we would have make it as 1, we would have made it as 1, okay, by doing some row operations. But in this case it is already there, so directly I will perform the operation. Can you guess? On R2 minus 4 times R1, 0. Now this is very beautiful example. Now once you have made all the entries to be 0 under this 1, as you can see all the entries over here are 0. Now we move towards the second row. Now in the second row our leading coefficient is minus 6. Now we have to make all the entries below it to be 0. But as I told you before, if that leading coefficient is not 1, we always try to make it as 1 in order to simplify our calculation. You can see that it is not possible by dividing, because if we divide, definitely it is possible by dividing, but we will get fractions, because if I perform minus 1 upon 6 R2, definitely this entry will be 1, but over here I will get minus 19 upon 6, and that doesn't seem good, right? Because we get a fraction there. So we will always try to simplify our things instead of going in complications. So what is the easier way? The easier way is to interchange the second and third row. So what I will do, I will say by R2 3. So after interchanging, what I will get 0 1 2 5 0 0 1 0 0 0 minus 6 minus 19. Now I will try to make all the entries below this 1 to be 0, and the operation that I will perform is on R3 plus 6 times now R2, because we have to use this one, right? So this will be equivalent to 0 1 2 5 0 0 1 0 0 0. This is going to be 0, and over here you will get minus 19. Now ask the question to yourself whether all the conditions of echelon form are satisfied, and the answer is yes, because all the 0 rows are collected at bottom. They are not there, so it is a good thing. And the next thing is the leading coefficients also satisfies the second condition of echelon form. Now let us move towards the next example. So now whatever procedure I have told you, how many steps are there in that procedure? 4 steps. Where is that? Yeah, these 4 steps I am talking about. So we have already checked the first 3 steps, so final step is left out. So we have to make all the entries below leading coefficient to be 0, and I have already told you that we try to make this entry as 1, which is already 1, so no worries. So directly we will use this 1 in order to make all the entries below this 1 to be 0. So which operations I will perform? So I will say by. So on R2 I will perform R2 minus 4 times R1, and on R3 I will perform R3 minus 7 times R1. Now again I will circle the leading coefficients. So what are our leading coefficients now? This, this and this. Now what is the problem? Now we have already used our step 4 for the first row. Now we will move towards second row. So by using this entry we have to make all the entries below it to be 0, and I have told you that we have to make this entry to be 1 for simplification. So can we divide it by minus 3 actually? If we divide it by minus 3, you can see that we will get 2 over here. So that is a nice thing. So then we will divide it by minus 3. So I will say by minus 1 upon 3 R2, and now I will perform the operation. Can you guess it? This operation is on R2. Yeah. And now I will perform the operation on R3 as R3 plus 6 times R2. Now again we will check whether the 2 conditions of the echelon form are satisfied, and they are satisfied, as you can see. So this is the echelon form, okay, of our given matrix. Now we will move towards next example. So if you see this example over here, I have to use this 3 in order to make all the entries below it to be 0, but that it is not 1, right? We are having 3 there. So we have to make that entry as 1. So how to do it? Over here we are having 4, over here we are having 4. So we cannot interchange the rows. Then what to do? So in such cases we have to try dividing a row by some number so that we will get 1 anyhow. But if you divide it by 3, we will get fractions, so that will be difficult. If you divide it by 4 to the second row, still we will get fraction because we will have 1 upon 4, and the same thing will happen in the case of third row as well. But there is one simpler option in order to get that 1, and what is that? Either you go for R2 minus R1 or you go for R3 minus R1, because 4 minus 3 will be 1, and that is what ultimately we want. So over here I will go for R2 minus R1. So I will say by performing R2 minus R1. Now since we have made this entry to be 1, now we will interchange the first row and second row so that we will get 1 as per our requirement. So I will perform by, or simply you can say R12. So this is equivalent to, and now we will make the use of this 1 to make this 3 as 0 and 4 as 0. Can you guess the elementary row operations? That will be R2 minus thrice R1 and R3 minus 4 times R1. So rest of the things I leave it to you. So hereafter you solve it on your own and send me the solution. Next, coming towards the next example, this is already in echelon form, no need of worrying. So we will move towards the final example. Now you can see that this entry is already 1. So we will make 5 as 0 and 3 as 0 by using it. So we will perform 2 operations. On R2 we will perform R2 minus 5 R1, and on R3 we will perform R3 minus 3 times R1. So we will get this matrix. So after getting this matrix, just circle the leading coefficient, but you can see that these leading coefficients are not as per our order, right? So what we will do, we will convert it. So order is this, over here we are having one leading coefficient, over here it is, and over here it is, but we don't want that. So whenever you come across such thing, you immediately try to perform some elementary operations and try to convert the matrix in such a way that our leading coefficients will be in this order, yeah, on this line somewhere, here, 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 like this. Okay, so keep this line in your mind in order to understand the echelon form. So I will say by R, or simply you can say R 2 3, and immediately you can see that if you observe the second row, already all the entries below it are 0. So no need of worrying, it already satisfies our condition. And if you circle the leading coefficient, this is the leading coefficient, right? And you can see that it satisfies our both the conditions of echelon form, and therefore this matrix is in echelon form. So that's all about how to reduce a given matrix to echelon form. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.